In this video, I'll give you an idea of how many therapy sessions you might need. While I can't give you an exact figure, I can get you in the right ballpark. Several factors determine the number of sessions that you're likely to need. They include the number of goals you have, your commitment and capacity to practice, your level of social support, the skill of your therapist, and the quality of your working relationship. So let's look at the number of goals. Do you have several goals or just one? Naturally, you'd probably require more sessions if you have more than one goal. When you meet with a therapist, you discuss your difficulties and prioritize the most important ones. Although you may have several issues, for example, a health problem, anxiety, something going on in a relationship, you don't have to tackle them all. We can work with you on whatever you choose. If you're working on just one goal, we aim to help you make significant changes within 6 to 10 weeks. That's provided you and your therapist meet regularly and do the work. And that brings me to the next determining factor, your commitment and capacity to practice. Therapy sessions are often necessary to help you improve your mental health, relationships, and habits. Ensuring you attend weekly or fortnightly will give you the best chances of ending your suffering and moving forward. You and your therapist work together to implement critical changes. For example, you practice psychological skills to handle your thoughts and feelings more effectively, or confront your fears to connect with your values. Therapy sessions provide a safe and supportive place to experiment with new skills. After that, it's essential to practice them outside the session. Now, assuming you sleep 8 hours a night, you're awake for around 112 hours per week, and you meet with your therapist for just 1 hour. You can't simply rely on your sessions alone to create change. You need to transfer what you learn into your life. Now, I know how hard behavior change can be, so our therapists at Openforwards are both coaches and teachers, as well as being here with the expertise to help you work through deep emotional difficulties. We'll encourage you to focus on specific activities to help you reach your goals. The more consistent you are in implementing the exercises you learn in therapy, the faster you will see improvements. We've seen it time and time again. Those who do the work between sessions see the benefits. Practice allows you to build and embed specific psychological skills that don't just help in the short term, they work in the long term. We recognize how hard it is doing it alone, so we're here to support you for as long as necessary. However, your therapist is just one person, and having a supportive social network is another critical determining factor. Humans are social. We fare much better in solid, supportive groups. If you happen to have good friends and a close family, then it will help you make progress. However, many of us live isolated lives or struggle in unhappy homes. Do you feel stuck in a threatening, critical, or lonely environment? If so, then you can talk about it with a therapist, and they'll support you to think through the complexities of your situation. They're not going to pressure you, but they'll help you to take small steps to build better relationships with new people or those presently in your life. When you need to work on your social systems and yourself, it can take longer to make changes. You'll probably need more time and ongoing support. If you're happy to work with us for a longer period, we'll support you as long as you need. There are no time limits. So let's look now at the skills of your therapist. Improvements aren't down to you. Your therapist needs to be trained, knowledgeable, and skilled to help you as well. An effective therapist can teach you the right skills for your difficulties and goals. At Openforwards, our therapists have undergone significant training and receive regular support from expert clinicians. It's customary that all counsellors, psychologists, and therapists have routine supervision to discuss their client work to ensure they're focusing on the best approach. That's just one way that we invest in quality control. We only offer evidence-based interventions that are internationally recognized. Cognitive behavior therapy, acceptance and commitment therapy, compassion-focused therapy, EMDR, family therapy, and integrative counselling are proven approaches to help you improve your mental health and well-being. We are not only effective listeners, we teach and coach. And a skilled therapist can switch between these different roles to adapt to what you need at any given time. And this brings me to the final factor determining how many sessions you're likely to need: the quality of the working relationship between you and your therapist. One of the most significant factors in therapy that affects progress is how well you and your therapist work together. Although evidence-based approaches are vital, it's also the relationship. Psychology researchers are often split between which is more impactful, the method or the relationship. Well, the jury is still out, and honestly, it reminds me of the nature versus nurture debate. In reality, it's often both that are important. For a therapist to be effective, you need to like them, and they can have all the techniques in the world, but if you find them boring, rude, or irritating, then it probably won't work. Think about the teacher you liked most at school. There were probably lots of teachers you didn't want or like for various reasons. So what about this specific teacher that you did like? What is it that you feel grateful for today about them? I remember my history teacher because he spoke to me like I was capable and not stupid. He was straight talking and thoughtful, and I still appreciate those qualities in a person today. So how do we ensure our clients find us likable, trustworthy, and dependable? Well, our therapists are naturally empathic. In other words, they're very good at listening and supporting you emotionally. Well, we know this because we ask our clients for feedback, and they consistently tell us that their therapist listened to them, understood them and their issues, and showed them compassion. What about teaching you stuff as well as being nice? Well, I'm glad you asked because we recognize that you want someone to help you practically. Effective therapists also need to challenge you, for example, taking the lead, guiding you, and encouraging you to explore things they think that you might be avoiding. Our client feedback surveys tell us that at least 98% of our clients would recommend our service. If you're unhappy with how therapy is progressing, please tell your therapist, and they will be pleased you told them. So, to summarize, 5 factors determine the number of sessions you'll require. They are: number 1, the number of goals that you have; number 2, your commitment and capacity to practice; number 3, your level of social support; number 4, the therapist's skills; and then number 5, the quality of your working relationship. Many clients come to therapy for 8 to 12 sessions or more. You stay focused and keep going, then change will come. And if you and your therapist work together, you should see significant and consistent improvements within 90 days. Therapy isn't a quick fix, but it is a powerful one. And you'll learn skills that help in the short and long term. They'll help you with your priority goal and other goals you have now or in the future.